Jimmy arm.
Oh, damn, that fired up faster than it usually does. Sweet. Hello, Rame. Hello, everyone waiting. Give this a quick refresh so we don't see that it's waiting and see that people are actually watching. We go 4 people. That's an improvement. Hello, Dodeca Threat Shenanigans. Shannonigans. God damn it, I screwed it up. I was gonna see if I can get it right on the first time. Anyway, we'll do one of my famous introduction speeches while people pile in. So Mountain Dew had this. No, it's Okami 3. Okami 2 came out in 2009 for the DS. Back in like Halloween, Mountain Dew released like another one of their like limited edition flavors, and it's called Mountain Dew Voodoo, and it's a mystery flavor. And I got yeah, Ram, that's what this conversation's for. And I got a sugar-free variant because I only drink sugar-free sodas because full sugar sodas give me headaches. And the mystery of the flavor is I'm assuming that it's just like all the soda that fell on the floor, they just like scooped it up with like a broom and like put it into a bottle. I got this in a can actually. Because it's one time me and my friend Steven, he gets a lot of like Mountain Dew flavors because he works really hard and he can have all the calories he wants. And one time he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna mix a can of like all like the 7 different flavors I have, and we're gonna test to see how that tastes." And I thought it was just gonna taste like a pure like amalgamation of just like sweetness and sugar, but you could actually pick out each individual flavor of Mountain Dew, which I thought was really impressive. The mystery flavor here kind of tastes like what I thought that was going to taste like. It is pure chemicals and like sweet and like I can kind of maybe pick out something if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick out any flavor in here, I probably could. I don't know if I'd say it's good, but it's not bad. It's really bad if you drink it warm, though. Do not ever drink that warm. Jesus Christ, that is horrible warm. All right. So let's fire this shite up.
Okay.
Yeah! Ah, great. It's not coming through. What a strange phenomenon.
Here we go.
Is this something that I had to... Yeah, that was it. I don't know what it is about, I don't know what it is about Nintendo 64 gaming that it always screws up in that regard. OBS does not want to play well with Nintendo 64 emulation. There we go. That should work. Apparently the Mountain Voodoo for 2024 is Pink Starburst. Man, alright, you know what? You know how I said if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick out a flavor, I could do it? No, I couldn't, apparently. I don't know, maybe it would be more noticeable if it was the full sugar variant. You know what? I can kind of taste it now. Thank you for pointing that out. Pink Starburst, huh? I was convinced it was just an amalgamation. Yeah, I think I'm using Simple 64, and because I was even having problems with like the latest versions of Project 64 with like things I was trying to emulate. And this one I haven't run into a single problem yet. I played it through Jet Force Gemini, Paper Mario, and without any issues. So I'm hoping that Donkey Kong 64 is finally playable on an emulator. It's usually some candy. So, like, do they put up, like, Voodoo every year and just have, like, a new flavor? I just assumed this was, like, a new thing. I don't know. I don't really keep track of sodas anymore. I was really into the Game Fuel, especially the one in 2015, which I still think was the best soda I've ever... I don't know, maybe one of the best things I've ever drank. I wish, I'm trying to, like, I'm so focused on Chunky that I can't think of the, He's gonna say it, he's gonna say it, he's gonna say it! Yeah, that was the thing, like, you know how I've been saying all throughout, like, the Ocarina of Time streams, that, I went to a daycare where we played the Nintendo 64 a bunch, and they were all, like, Christian daycares. We weren't allowed to watch the DK rap. Like, they'd be like, okay, you can get far enough, but when you get to Chunky, you have to turn it off. And we'd get, like, in trouble. If we didn't. What if you, you asked your significant other who you loved dearly, you're like, do you love me, babe? And all you heard was... Oh dear. Get away from me, you creeps. Actually, does this look a little... It does look a little weird. Let's tighten up these borders a bit. I don't know how to do it. I would max out the... I couldn't, I was a good little Christian boy. I couldn't, I don't know, we all cursed like a sailor. Did I turn on the speed mode? This is me after I take one testosterone pill. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold up. There's an option I would like to try. Apparently, there's like two modes, like regular and speed mode. Where, on speed mode, you can just like jump straight into the game. You have all the Kongs immediately, you don't have to unlock them. And I don't necessarily like that. I mean, I'm cool with skipping the intro. The intro is pretty long, but... I don't know, I feel like you should have to unlock the Kongs. That's like game progression, right? I want to progress through the game. We're a racing game one. Ah! It's loud. Well, Ace, I'm glad you could see just a teeny bit of Monkey. I've asked this before. What if this game was called... What if the series was called Monkey Kong? Do you think it would have taken off? I don't think Monkey Kong would have been as big. Crank that down a bit, because that is blasting my eardrums out. Yeah, because it's like... I don't know. I guess for a casual replay, I guess it would be nice to just, like, kind of, like, go nuts from the jump. Kind of treat it like Spyro 1, where, like, anytime you go into a level, you can just kind of finish it off. Yeah, but what if it was, like, a really big monkey, you know? You know what, EV, you got a point. That's what Gordon Ramsay once said. Now, I don't know if actually I know for a fact it's not me, because, people IRL, I know, say this, too. I think we're the only ones who say it, but, I don't know, like, me and my, like, close friends, I think we all just kind of agreed that, like, Donkey Kong 64 was better than Banjo-Kazooie. Like, we didn't really see the point of playing Banjo when you can just play DK. Like, I never... As a kid, I never liked Banjo, and, like, as an adult, like, I finally got around to beating it. And, like, it all just kind of feels like a bunch of random assets thrown together, not really, like, a cohesive game. But I don't know, I think that might just be me. I just like this game, I always loved it. And, I don't know, it's probably whatever you played first, right? Because I played this first and then ended up loving it. If I played Banjo, I probably would have loved that more. I don't know, everyone had a copy of Banjo, everyone had a copy of DK64. I don't really know where everyone's getting the money. Nintendo 64 games are really expensive, too. But everyone had a copy of this. I liked... You two just had, like, the same idea at the same time. Yeah, that's the cool thing about, having a baby. You can pet it like a little crocodile. I don't know, it's like... King K. Rool, like, a more evolved? You think, like, that's the thing? Or is it like, would it be like a human petting a baby monkey? Or could, like, any Kremling become a K. Rool? I couldn't tell you. It's like Goofy and Pluto! Big man. I am curious as to how the, because
Everything in your power to keep Donkey Kong distracted. Steal that hoard of golden bananas he treasures so much, and take care of his pathetic friends. This time there can be no mistakes.
I wonder how much memory...
We've already taken care of business.
I love how British they are.
Hope for your sake, you're right this time.
No.
While you'll be busy looking for your precious golden bananas, flea-bitten friends, I'll be preparing my lizard-flavored surprise.
Like, I wonder, like, how much memory, like, those voice clips took up. Because, like, wasn't it something like the Sega clip at the beginning of, like, of Sonic 1, like, took up, like, 75% of the cartridge space or something? Or something, like, ridiculous like that. Like, Nintendo 64 cards didn't have a ton of memory. Like, it's already nuts, like, how much game they managed to, like, fit into this cart. That's a backwards long jump. Donkey Kong is badass. I love Donkey Kong. Oops. I just love, I don't know, I always loved, me and my friends, oh god, this is going to be an issue. My stick is totally still, and he's still doing that. We'll see how this pans out during the tighter platforming sections. Donkey Kong's like little roll grunt, we always Oh, I think we got yelled at daycare for doing this too often, too, because they thought we were just, like, being a bunch of, like, perverts. I mean, listen to this. GBA copy of Over the Hedge. That is a very pink DS thing to have. I don't know what I mean by that. But it's like, I don't know, everyone I knew with a DS, like, always had at least one, like, weird-ass licensed GBA game in it. I had an ex who gave me one of theirs, and, not the whole DS, but that would have been lovely. Like, just, like, it was called, like, it was a Naruto game. It was, like, Naruto Ninja Council or something. I don't know. People, like, have, like, legitimately good complaints about this game. It's... This game is, a lot, we'll say. Though, I don't know, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the, Tag Anywhere mod does, because, like, Russ, there's, like, a shitload of things to collect. But, like, imagine, like, right now, there was an item that only Diddy Kong could get right here. So, I'm Donkey Kong, so I'd have to say I'd have to go all the way over here, jump in a tag barrel, turn into Diddy, and then come back to be able to get it as Diddy. And that's kind of like the big complaint, is that, like, ends up being a lot of, like, pointless backtracking. But now with this mod, we shouldn't have to worry about that. Apparently there is one glitch with this mod. If you connect to it... Oh god, my stick. Oh god, I'm gonna have to turn on the dead zone on this. If you, change your Kong right as you, connect to a tree, the game will just warp you back to the intro of the stage. I have a legitimate copy of this game, it's just I don't really have a way to, connect, like, a capture card to my CRT. I'm not mistaken, this mechanic doesn't really pop up there. I think it's just during bosses. How would you feel if, like, Donkey Kong, like, jumped at you like that? Just, like, backwards long jumped right into your face? You have to collect a decent amount of them to beat the game. I did think of that for an when I did the Earthbound, stream. My original intention was to have it be like an April Fool's thing, where I would, just, like, aim my phone and, like, do, like, a really shitty, like, have it, like, a really bad low angle. You can only see, like, half the screen. I did think about that. I never ended up doing it. But yeah, I don't know, like, playing DK64, like, legitimately, or we'll see how Simple 64 pans out, but that kind of really was the only real way to play it, because the Wii U port, and if they put it on Switch, I imagine it's going to have the exact same issue. That was bad. This game lags a lot, and the game, like... What is it? It's like, it compensates for it, but, they don't do that with the Wii U version, so just, like, everything is, like, constantly moving at a speed that you can't really keep up with a lot of the time. So some of the things later in the game were, like, it's already kind of difficult, and, like, you're kind of winning on the skin of your teeth. Now you have to play even more perfectly. Did they just put 64 in NSO? I know they put the Donkey Kong Lands on NSO. But I haven't really been on Twitter much today. Did they just put Donkey Kong 64 on Switch? Yeah, Monkey Kong 64 jumps out of the console if you play this game on an emulator and he bites your face off like that one woman who owned a monkey. And it like, well, it bit her face off. Yeah, that's gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to fix that before we go much further. Mark! DKC returns, yeah. And that one's stinky because the Donkey Kong Country games are bad. Banana port? So here's that tag barrel I was talking about. Like, this is how you would switch your Kongs. Ah, man. This brings back memories. I don't know, a lot of times people would just, like, sit around and, like, fuck around and, like, swim. I do hate them because they make me nauseous. If a game physically hurts me, it's not a good game. Would you play a game that jabbed needles in your fingers every time you jumped? I do call my ass... Well, I call my mouth the banana port. I've been eating so many bananas this year. Ridiculous amount of bananas, honestly. You're playing a platformer, so you're probably jumping at least... I don't know, every like 2 or 3 seconds. I don't know, it's like, imagine you played Mario and every time you jumped, like, it like dropped a 5-pound weight on your balls. And if you didn't have balls, it gave you balls just to drop a weight on them. My friend's dad used to be able to do a perfect impression of that. Like, with, like, the bit crush and everything. Think anyone's attracted to K. Lumsey? Or is he too, like... Is he too, like, dumb? It's like Crash Bandicoot. I don't think, like... Furries aren't attracted to Crash Bandicoot, right? Like, it almost feels like you'd be taking advantage of them. Yeah, my friend's dad got a bit crushed. Thanks, Donkey. I don't know, I'm sure necklace is a fetish. Necklace. Show me your banana and you can go through the door. I'm getting sexually harassed by the bouncer. You know what the fucked up thing is? This character was alive in Donkey Kong Country 3. I'm dead now, and I'm going to help you. Hee hee, bye! Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is a Dullahan. There's something really funny, I'm gonna try it later. There's a character who attacks by extending their arms. So if you get, like, at just the right angle, you can get their fist to touch this warp point, and, like, you can just get past them. I don't know, furry is... I'm sorry, Vor is, like, furry adjacent, yeah? I don't know, maybe I should invest in a new Nintendo 64 controller. My other friend just bought one, too, and... I don't know, when, me and my Pokemon Go raid group were, like, starting out. We ended up having, like, a game night at one of their houses. And, one of them had just bought, like, a new Nintendo 64 controller. And, like, feeling like a fresh Nintendo 64 analog stick, I was like, man, this feels great. I cannot vibe with this game on anything but a Nintendo 64 controller.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what I can do with this. Controller configuration. Alright, I have to stop the game real quick. Oh god! Oh god! Don't look at me! Okay, let's see what I can do here. James! Alright, so James, you're here. We have a question to ask. Alright, I should maybe kill the analog sensitivity. Let's drop that down 10%. And let's raise the dead zone 5%. That's for DS4, son of a bitch. Alright. James, do you think Crash Bandicoot is in any way, shape, or form attractive? And explain your reasoning, if you could.
Okay.
The only time I've ever used a controller is if... Let's walk right into that. Well, I'm not gonna make James go to the porn mines. I just want their opinion. Alright, let's see if that was what we wanted. Nothing has changed. Cum-tinted glasses is an absolutely fantastic way to describe that phenomenon. Excuse me, golly. Oh god, how am I gonna do that? I don't know. Well, let's wrestle with it a bit. No, it wasn't the DS stylus. So, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of a PS3 game called Infamous. Its big thing was, well, not its big thing. A thing that happened with it that is relevant to our conversation thread was, it used the vibration of a DualShock 3. Goongles, that's fantastic. It used the vibration function of the DualShock 3. So if you were, like, rail grinding, like, you would feel it. Like, that shit would be, vibrating pretty hard. So, at one point of the game, the trains aren't running, so you can just, like, keep going around the city non-stop, and your controller will vibrate the entire time. And, like, it's not a soft vibration. It is, like, kind of pushing the PS3 controller to its limit. And, I won't deny it. I put it on my penis. Didn't really do much for me, but I did it. Spunkticles. It is really fantastic how we've managed to take, all of this and keep evolving it. I love this room, man. Like, this whole little area. Well, because, like, a lot of the time we, like I said, we only ever got 5 minutes to play at a time. So, like, I don't know, you spend, like, the first, like, minute just kind of, like, reacclimating to your environment. So, you spend 5 minutes just reacclimating to your environment, so it ended up being just a lot of the time we were just, like, constantly fucking around here. Like, no one would ever get anything done because we were too busy, like, trying to just, like... One person would, like, just be grappling with the controls. Or not even that, like, we'd get, like, super into this and someone would want to be like, I want to play Mario 64! And then they'd, like, launch up Mario 64, and by the time the game was, like, starting, their time would be up, and the other person would be like, alright, well, I guess we're going back to DK64. And that was the daycare gaming experience. You like got like midway half. You know what I mean. You know, this game had a very robust multiplayer mode. And it was like a battle arena in this arena. Yeah, why did John Kellogg make cornflakes when he could have just gotten kids on Lexapro? I'm saying, man, like, look at this. He's like, it's kind of like RNG plays Pokemon, like, or like Pi plays Pokemon. Do you think I could beat Donkey Kong 64 by making Pi play it? Actually, no. There's a time segment that like. It's like a one and done. I don't think the I don't know. I don't think the RNG... They can't even beat Pokemon. I don't think they can beat any 3D game. You guys ever see the prototype of this where he did just have like an actual shotgun? Like gunmetal gray, actual bullets coming out of it? Oh no, we were just having a conversation about no, that's what it was. If anyone was attracted to K. Lumsey, and then like it was kind of like the same thing at Crash. He was just the same concept of Crash, just kind of being too goofy and stupid to really be attracted to. Do we have 3 furries here? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think K. Lumsey could consent either. Okay. This is gonna be rough. Did it? I hadn't. I was unaware of I don't know, I guess I'm not super invested in Paper Mario as is, so I guess I wouldn't have even known to look. Ah, man, it is like it is muscle memory, I'm telling you. Like, that's part of why I want to play this. I wanted to play this with an actual Nintendo 64 controller. Because, like, I've just got the muscle memory for it with this controller. Like, it feels very... People, like, that haven't played on Nintendo 64 are just like, oh, how do you play with this? And I'm like, it's a really intuitive controller to use. It feels good. It's almost like a, like one of those 6-button Sega Saturn controllers. I don't know, is there drama about the... Oh, because it had older battle system and partners. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, my whole take on it is, Sticker Star sold the best. And then, Origami King sold a lot more than 1000 Year Door HD, so I don't know, it's kind of objective proof that people like the new stuff, isn't it? Tee-hee lol. I wonder if I said that to someone unironically, if they would get, like, really upset to me. And I'm a full-grown adult, I don't really interact with, like, game shooters, but... I don't know, I feel like Sticker Star always had shooters. I don't know, I've always heard more bad about it, but that's not to say that I've never seen positive things about it. I've never played it, but I've never beaten any, like, Paper Mario game. I don't really have a dog in that fight. Like, is it bad? Is it good? I don't search me, dude. You know what, I'm sorry, Mario RPG I played and enjoyed? Super Mario RPG. But I have not played the remake. No, I mean, I get the issue of it, like, just being something, especially because, you know what it was, how I can empathize the most with it, is, I remember watching my friends play, like, Paper Mario 64. I wonder if I can... Nope. Paper Mario 64. And I was like, wow, that looks really cool. And I finally got, Super Paper Mario as, like, it'd be my first Paper Mario. And I was like, cool! I can finally experience this like, fun, like, timing-based, video game. And then, like, it was just like a platformer, like, kind of game. Like, you know how Super Paper Mario plays. And I was really disappointed. Like, I didn't end up, like, playing much of it, because I ended up not liking it. Because I'm like, oh, I wanted this. So I can get why people would be upset. Nice. I'm glad you liked it, Josh. I don't know, like, even, like, ignore, like, discount, like... Can I swap now? Yes! I am Diddy now! So, Russ, if you're still here, imagine if I wanted to turn into Diddy, I'd have to go all the way down there and jump in the tag barrel to do it. And that could be a little annoying. Yeah, I've got Paper Mario working on Dolphin, like, with its motion controls all intact and everything, and I do want to give it a fair shake. Because I know people who really, really like that game. Its story is... I don't want to say, like, oh, it's, like, super mature, it's dark, it's... I don't know, I guess the best way I could describe it is just because, like, everyone I knew who interacted with it were all, like, super hardcore Tumblr users, so, like, the best way I can describe Super Paper SPM story is, that it is... Fuck, what am I trying to say? Jesus. It's very Tumblr core, I suppose. Super Paper Mario was a very Tumblr game. So I love Super Mario RPG. And that also might just be because, like, I bought the same $20 eShop, well, back then it was just the Wii Point Store. The Wii Shop channel, no less. The same points card that I used to play, or to buy Ocarina of Time, is the same one I used to buy Super Mario RPG. And I ended up beating Super Mario RPG a lot earlier than I did with Ocarina of Time, so it just... That was a really nice time, so, like, I look back super fondly on Super Mario RPG. I don't know if it's, like, the best game ever, but it is one I'm nostalgic for. It's pretty simple nowadays, I don't know if... If I played it for the first time, I don't know how much I would get out of it beyond just the fact that it is so charmingly written. Hey Tyler, it's going good. We are talking. Now I've got peanut pop guns. I'll tell you one game, except I feel like I've mentioned this before. I still really want to do that Kid Icarus Uprising series, and I've made, like, no efforts to, like, even start it. No, I'm saying, man, Super Mario RPG is just such a charmingly written game. Like, I don't know, you could probably talk shit about Ted Woolsey translations, but, like, I don't know, man. Even if they're not very accurate a lot of the time, they're charming as hell. I don't know. I watched the Game Awards last year and had just an absolutely miserable time. So I didn't watch them this year. Or like people give like Super Mario RPG shit just because like the Geno stuff for Smash. And I don't think that's fair. I think if you played Super Mario RPG, you would understand why someone in the mid-2000s would look at Geno and be like, please, please give this guy to me. I'm saying, like, that's, like, once you're, like, around, like, your late teens, early 20s, I think Super Mario RPG might be a harder sell. Just because it's a very simple game. God, I fucking hate the eating sounds. And by that, I love it. I used to be able to do a really good impression of it. Wonder if I can still swing it. Nope, can't do that anymore. Yeah, I'd say Super Mario RPG, like, kind of lives and dies on its writing. Or just, like, in general, like... I'd say it all, like, it, like... God, that, like, fucked up my sinuses. Oh my god. I'd almost say, like, when I played it, it was, like, a bit of, like, a cultural thing of it being, like, how am I gonna explain this? Like, around the time Brawl dropped, there were a lot of games like Earthbound that were like, oh man, like, people really want to experience this, but they can't. And so, like, it was kind of like a fever pitch of information, and, like, cartridges started going for, like, hundreds of dollars on everything. And then, like, when everything started getting up on the, like, the Wii Shop channel, and, like, everyone got to experience these games that, like, people on forums were hyping up. That's kind of like what Super Mario RPG was like for me. And, like, getting to experience Geno. I'm like, wow, look, it's Geno! It's something that, like, I've heard about on forums as being really cool. And... I don't know, I feel like a couple of, like, Super Nintendo RPGs kind of, like, got up to, like, that. We'll call it the, we'll call it the Brawl effect. Yeah, see, check it out. If I was playing the normal one, I'd have to go all the way back down to get this as Donkey Kong. But now I can get it here. That was it. That's what I was confused about. Now, James, I'd say that's accurate about... I don't know, I'm trying to... Like, what would, like, the most complicated Mario RPG even be, do you think? Because, like, I used to think, Superstar Saga was, like, difficult as a kid. But now it's just, like... not to sound like a cool adult gamer, but... Like, I beat the game in 9 hours. It's not a difficult game. Yeah, I gotta be real careful with RPGs going into 2025, because there's so much that I want to experience right now. Like, I've been thinking about wanting to, like, play SMC5 Vengeance, but now with Rebirth coming to PC, I want to beat Remake before that comes out. So, I am in a... Yes! I'm in a conundrum. And then Wilds, and then Xenoblade Chronicles X, so it's like, I don't even know if I want to, like, should I hold off on Rebirth? Because I want to jump on Xenoblade, like, right away. I love how fast, like, you can, like, fire off, Diddy's guns. Did he or didn't he? Hey! Yeah, there's a lot going. And then Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, and I ended up pre-ordering it. There was like a discount on GMG. I'm like, alright, well... like, I'm not gonna pay $70 for a video game, but, I don't know, I guess I'll pay $60. I don't even... I don't even fucking want Wilds. It doesn't feel... It did not feel good to play, and I already know I'm gonna end up not liking it, and yet here I am. I've already been a little... I don't know, I've been spending a lot of money for, like, Christmas and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, what's $60 more? If I don't do it now, I'm just not gonna do it. So yeah, 2025 gonna be a little, and then plus I'm still, like, doing, like, leagues on RuneScape. Like, I'd be playing Remake right now if it wasn't for that. Actually, no, I'd probably be playing, SMC5 Vengeance. I've been really interested in, Shadow Generations. I don't know if I've said, Sonic Generations is, like, one of 2 Sonic games I actually like. So, getting more of that is going to be awesome. I saw that you mentioned stuff about the SMT tabletop RPG. What's all that about? I don't, I'm assuming it's like a... I was gonna say D&D, like... Not every TTRPG is D&D, but... Well, James, just remember, Sonic Heroes might be good, but, you know... Well, James, how do you want to do Sonic 06? Because there's, the Project 06 that, just kind of, like, makes it so it's just the levels. I don't know. I don't want to be, like, a Sonic 06 defender, but I don't think the game would be looked down on as much as it is if the loading screens weren't so bad. Because, like, I was playing Project 06, and I'm just like, this is fucking, like... I don't know, like, I've already... People already, like, don't take my opinions on games seriously, but if I said that my favorite Sonic games are 06 and Heroes, like... People are just gonna hit me. People are gonna fucking strike me. They're gonna find where I live and just, like, start, like, beating my dick in with tweezers. I don't want to say I love it, but... I don't know, I didn't hate Sonic 06's levels. I hated how, like, much waiting there was. I would, like... My big thing was I would have loved Sonic 06's levels more if I didn't have to fear dying so much because I would be punished with huge waiting screens. This is like the only time you do this, by the way. I don't even know why they really bothered putting this in the game. Like, it feels good. It would have been awesome to have more of, but... That is a very, 90s thing. It's like, oh, let's just put all this in. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but... It's here, I guess. And now we're little again. Well, I don't know. Like, my whole thing with Donkey Kong I specifically don't like it because Country makes me nauseous to play. So I love... And then I love this game because I played it as a kid. I don't know, the Tag Out Anywhere mod, like, it feels really good. So my whole thing with Country, I explained this in pretty big detail in one stream before. I get really bad motion sickness playing Country. It's like something about it every time I fire up, any Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Country game, just like I immediately start like I get a little sweaty, I get a little nauseous. So I just can't swing it. And I started playing the Game Boy ones, Donkey Kong Land or whatever. I was like Donkey Kong Country Land, and that's not what it's called. And I don't know, that one at the very least is like not hurting me as much, but then I don't like the levels very much. So, you know, weird feeling. And then I never played Tropical Freeze or Returns. I'm gonna say, it was Donkey Kong Country and Monster Hunter World on PS4 were the only games that ever really got me motion sick. No, that's not true. I had a weird one where, I was, we'll say under the influence, and I was watching my friend play, I was watching my friend play something on stream, and they were, no, it was Metroid Prime, and for some reason, like, watching that, I was like, oh. That one was a lot, and I got a little sick to my stomach with that one. Yeah, no, Metroid, I gotta say, like, the 2010s were not a good time to be a Metroid fan. Especially not a Metroid fan who was like a weird hang-up about fan projects. Because, like, people are like, oh yeah, we got AM2R, like, this game's great, and I play this, and I'm like, something about it not being official. Like, this feels fan-made, and I can't vibe with it for some reason. I don't know, it's something about how the backgrounds in, how the backgrounds move, like, and the way, like, the camera follows Diddy and Donkey Kong. Something about it just, like, really throws me off. It's kind of like how Bubsy plays. No, Dread was stellar, man, I'm telling you. I should replay Dread. I haven't played it since launch. I love Dread. That was just a really good time. The latter bits of 2021 were just a really good time to be me. Though I did have to send, at that point, I had to send my Switch in for repairs, because the fan was just, like, grinding really hard. And, so, my Switch didn't come back until, like, kind of, like, right before Dread popped up. So, like, I was just playing Dark Souls 1, and, I got it back, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm really liking Dark Souls. So, like, I just ended up, like, waiting, like, another week to play Dread, just because, like, I was playing and replaying Dark Souls 1, like, over and over. James, I'm telling you, Prime is so good. Prime is what got me into Metroid. I didn't, like... Is there something I'm missing here? Oh, fucked that up, didn't I? Is your brother David Jaff? Prime is what got me into Metroid. I came over and saw my friend... My friend had been talking about Metroid since 2001. That has always been his series. He got Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo when he was 4, and he has never looked back. So, like, even as, like, as far back as, like, Fusion's release day, he was, like, telling me all about it. And so, like, it was, like, around, like, 2000... Around, like, 2000, I think it was late 2007, early 2008. There we go. Not really sure what I did differently, but... How would you feel, like, if you, like, walked into a place and saw that, and, like, you felt your homosexuality slipping away? I saw my friend playing Prime, and he was, like, fighting the hard, like, what people agree is the hardest boss in the game, the Omega Pirate. And, like, I saw him, like, do that, and, like, it took him, like, 3 attempts to do it, and I was hooked. I was like, this is the coolest shit ever! And, like, I spent the rest of that year just marathoning the series nonstop. I loved it so much. And, like, Dread had been, like, hinted and talked about, like, as far back as the mid-2000s. So when Dread got announced on that Nintendo Direct, like, I saw heaven. I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening. And the fact that it was so good. Like, Mercury Steam, man, those guys are nuts. I haven't played Prime Remastered. Mostly just because I want to be stupid and just keep playing the GameCube version. There's like some subtle visual effects that are only in the GameCube version that aren't in Remastered. Or the Prime Trilogy, for that matter. Yeah, Jay, it's like... I know how it sounds and how it, like, feels and how it looks. But I'm telling you that, you are going to play Prime and, like, see, like... I don't know, it's gonna be like Ocarina of Time for you. Like, that level of just like, oh shit, I didn't think this was possible. I hope that, like, Nintendo, like, can, like, get, like, emulation of this game going, like, that just isn't bad. Because I don't know, I already talked about, like, how this game performs on the Wii, and, like, it runs better technically, but because the game was, I don't know, the game was, like, programmed with its own limitations in mind. So, like, certain things just don't end up not working because if it runs better. I think Prime 1 is just, like... I don't want to say, like, genuinely perfect. That might be overglazing it, but... It is just a grand fucking video game. That's what I wanted to do. Hold up. Am I trying to remember everything about this game? I like Prime 2. Prime 2, I think, actually is... I was about to say, like... I like it, and I do, but it is the only Metroid game I haven't beaten. I know everything that happens in it. I watched my friend beat it, but... Prime 2 is the only one that I have not ever sat and played to completion on. It is, like... kind of, like, sad that, like, Nintendo just, like, wanted nothing to do with Rare. I wonder what the logic behind that was. I don't know, I think I've replayed Prime 3 the most, like... But Prime 3, I'd say, is, like, very much a product of its time. like, the way that, like, the narrative and, like, the characters and everything talk, like, that one very much feels like it was trying to be, like, Nintendo's answer to Halo. Without, you know, the multiplayer that made Halo. But Prime 2 has multiplayer. No one ever talks about that. It's not very good, but me and my friends sure played it a lot because we loved Metroid. Yeah, this is the area I was worried about with my N64 stick fucking up on me. I was like, I'm gonna go through this level without fixing the sensitivity. I want to see if this is something I can do. Okay, God, here it fucking comes. Oh, God. Oh, God. Fuck! Damn it! Oh, it wasn't even close! God, this is hell. This is just hell. I can think of people who would be very happy if Entei was outside of their house. I don't know, I love everything about this game. Like, I wanted a Nintendo 64 as a kid, like, just to play this and Smash 64. Oh, God, second attempt, baby. Whew! Jesus Christ. I feel like I need a cigarette after that one. I don't even smoke. Ah! Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, how much aware of Nintendo 64 controllers are you guys, but, the sticks on these things do not last very long. A lot of games, like, just, like, especially Mario Party. That game just, like, if you got really into Mario Party with your friends, like, that was a stellar way to just butcher your controllers. And, you know, this particular controller, if I had to guess, because this was my friend's Nintendo 64, and he just let me have it, because, you know, he wasn't playing it anymore, and I wanted it, and he was like, yeah, man, you want it? And I'm like, sure. So, I gotta say that I'm going to operate under the... Son of a bitch. I'm going to operate under the assumption that he got this in, like, 1999, so this controller is probably, like, 25 years old. It's an old bastard, but it's got its uses. Though I gotta say, son of a bastard and a half, even. I mean, it's not like it's been 25 years of consistent use. I mean, this thing has felt the way that it has as long as I've really, like, remembered it. I remember, when I just started 11th grade, me and him, we spent, like, the first week of school, like, coming back here. And, like, we just wanted to, like, 101%. You evil son of a bastard. We wanted to 101% this game. Something I'm missing. I need to... We wanted to 101% this game, so... And that was back in 2011, so... Sorry, I'm like trying to remember all this and focus on the game at the same time. This controller has felt like this level of shit since at the very least 2011. So I'm just going to assume that, like, Mario Party just, like, really fucks these controllers up, like, immediately. Ugh. Excuse me, sorry. Or, like, really, it was, like, all sorts of games. It would be, like, Mario Party, Mario Kart, probably GoldenEye. They played the shit out of GoldenEye. Oh, Jesus Christ, how the hell am I gonna swing this? Yeah, that's the fun thing, James. You finally get to experience, what it's like when people are, like, really much younger than you. How do you think I feel talking to you sometimes, you literal baby? I remember this. Fuck this ass wipe. Man. Fuck. God, I forgot all about this, man. We tried so hard to be able to, like, beat this, and, like, I remember once we finally did it in daycare. And I was, like, so, like, locked in. It was, like, thinking about, if Yanma could learn Steel Wing in Pokemon, Gold. And I was like, like, thinking about, like, I'm gonna try it when I get home. I'm gonna try it when I get home. Like, that was, like, the level of, locked in that I had to be. Just, like, not focusing on if I could... Son of... Fuck you. If I could win... I'm like, I just gotta lock in, and we gotta swing this, and... And Yanma could not learn it, by the way. I think I could only learn it during an event. But, I've since given Yanma Steel Wing and Rose Gold Heart to capitalize on this. Alright, I have to get 50... Do I have the time? I don't know how much longer this goes. Damn it. Oh god, please don't let that have been the end. Wow, that was close. Yeah, we did end up completing it. I'd never done it. I watched him play the entire time, but... Oh, I did it. I think. Yes, I heard the donkey Kong. Bitch. Alright, how many bananas are we at each?
Okay.
3 out of 5, 2 out of 5. You got a lot of bananas, or regular bananas, I just don't know where the other golden ones are. Oh. Well, I know where we're gonna get some of the other ones. Need to go back up to Snide's HQ, and we're gonna get one each. I would like to 101% this game. That's like, that is my plan for this eventually. We'll see if it survives Gloomy Galleon. Just because, generally, like, when I replay this game, I get really into it, and then I get to Gloomy Galleon, and then I just kind of stop playing. Gloomy Galleon, I'd say, is, like, probably where, like, all the complaints, like, start, like, really, like, mattering. Like, everything takes forever. Everything's too big. Everything's too spaced out. But I'm betting with the Tag Anywhere mod that it's going to be better. Hello, Space Boy. I'm gonna say, James, I've been so distracted as well with, like, leagues and all that shit that I've also entirely forgotten to, do anything with Rose Gold Heart. Yeah, I'd say Gloomy Galleon might be one of the worst water levels I've ever played. Once we get past that, and then, like, I don't remember, like, Because, like, we rarely ever made it past Gloomy Galleon and the Nintendo's, or the daycare as well, so, like, the levels that come after that, like Fungi Forest and, like, Crystal Caverns and everything, like, I don't know. Like, I just, that's gonna be just about as new for me as it is for you. Because I definitely haven't seen, shit. Even back then, like, when we 101% of this in 2011, that was closer to me being a kid than that 101% one was to me now. That was 13 years ago. It's been 13 goddamn years since I've seen some of these things, so it is going to be a fun, maybe quote-unquote, way to, experience that once more. Alright, so neither of those are for us. Alright, what does that put our totals up to? I'm all done with you. So let's go back to Dinky Kunk. Oh yeah, you're all caught up with Dawn Trail now, huh? God, 14 is something I need to, like, really get back into as well, but I don't know where I'm gonna get the fucking time, man. 2025 is gonna be packed. Plus there's, like, shows and shit I want to watch. I want to get more into, like, anime. I keep saying that I'm gonna sit down and watch Revolutionary Girl Utena, and then I never sit down and watch Revolutionary Girl Utena. No, it's just here. This isn't it. I know Cranky said something about there being a, we got that power, so we should be able to. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna... I mean, like I said, the only issue that I'm really gonna have is, oh, duh, it's right there. I just need to turn up the dead zones on this and, like, kind of, like, perfect it a little bit. Yeah, no, this... I'm definitely not gonna be able to beat the whole game like this. Oh, well, I could, but, it's going to stop being funny and start just being, like, obnoxious really fast. Yeah, Horizons is another one I've been wanting to sit down and watch. I stopped watching Dandadan. I should probably get back to that. And I think I've just decided I'm waiting for the dub for Daima. I thought the Daima dub was going to happen earlier than it ended up happening. Not sure how, I don't know, for some reason I thought it was going to happen in, like, really shortly after, but, like, we just got the confirmation it's not coming until, January. Peace out. Ah, glad you could make it. Yeah, I don't know. Daima's just got, like, a weird feeling about it in general, I guess. Like, it is, from what I gather, very unlike Dragon Ball and kind of more like Dragon Quest. And I like that. But, they've not teed themselves up politely for critics, I guess. I really want to see it. It's just, like, part of what I've wanted, like, something to watch while I grind in leagues. And, I can't really watch subbed anime while doing that, because I have to look at my screen constantly, so... It's more just, like, kind of thinking, I'm like, oh, man, like, what dubbed anime am I in the mood for? And the answer is, I haven't been in the mood for dubbed anime. So we can shit. Oh, yeah, they made, like, new lore for the Cybermen. I don't know how I feel about it. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up treating it like Super, where like how canon I think it is gonna vary from day to day. Like there's shit about like Super, like the Potara earrings and stuff. I just ignore that. I don't care. That's one of the cool things about like you get older. You can just ignore shit you don't like. It's awesome. Like, oh, what's this? Like, you know what it is? Like, the big thing that I think really got it for me was, in 2019, I read, well, first off, one of my favorite childhood book series was The Edge Chronicles. Still is, but it also was. And after, like, the big finale book, they made, like, another trilogy, and it sucked. That shit was ass, it was booty cheeks, it was terrible. And in 2019, like, and then, like, they said, like, oh, we're gonna have the final book of the trilogy out. It was, like, 2014, 2015. Like, we're gonna have it by 2016. Oh, sorry, we meant 2017. We meant 2018. And then it finally comes out in 2019. And, like, the whole trilogy had just been, like, really, I don't know how to explain it. It felt very, just, like, kind of dry. Like, nothing happened. Like, these books were, like, 400 pages long. And you could probably throw away 300 pages of each. With just, like, how, like, kind of, like, repetitive and, like, the same shit happening over and over again. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the finale will be good. Maybe the last book is what I'm waiting for here. And then the last book feels like it was an entire trilogy in of itself, and it was like... the entire book ended up feeling like a Spark Notes version of itself, and I got really frustrated with that. So... I don't know, after that I'm just like, screw it, it's not canon, I'm not gonna pretend it is. Like, I'm just like, fuck you, I don't want to think about this anymore. Where is that launch pad that Cranky was talking about? So then after that, like, we see, like, the stuff for the Rise of Skywalker. Like, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. And, like, the second I heard Palpatine in the trailer, I was just like, that's okay. Like, I can just pretend this doesn't exist. And it is. I've never watched it, and as far as I'm concerned, it isn't canon. Rise of Skywalker never happened, and the series ended with Last Jedi, and I'm happier for it. That's kind of been my thing with, like, manga and anime in general. I've been, like, really slacking on keeping up weekly with my manga. I ended up just, like, kind of, like, getting, like, 3 chapters at a, like, end up, like, 3 weeks worth of chapters before reading it. Alright, I'll come back for that later. Now I feel like I'm just wandering around the same environment 9 different times. Let's just fight the boss and move on. I can always come back later. Because I was like, we're gonna have to come back here anyway once we get the other Kongs, so... What's important is we got most of the bananas. Oh, you can't switch here. That's interesting. Well, it's not like it super matters. Eat up, you blue bastard. Yeah, it's often referred to as the Dark Souls of DK. Do you think this did anything for anyone? Just, like, force-feeding the hippos until they got fatter and fatter? I'm sure that probably awakened something in someone. I wonder if, like, the tag barrels still function in this mod. Hear me out. I mean, like, objectively, the person that's going to determine what is or isn't canon is the author, but... I don't know, it kind of gets to a point where I stop caring. I was like, this fight is, like, really, like, not scary. Like, let's not have one of those, like, the quiet fear of Mario 64 video title things. On a CRT, this fight being, like, is really, like, dark and hard to see in. Did I goof? It's like the author has had a good idea, and, I don't know, it's kind of like learn when to stop telling a joke. Brevity is the soul of wit. Sometimes you do just get to a point where I'm like, alright, you had a good idea, and I think, I don't know, sometimes I just don't think, like, every story needs, like, a conclusion. Or, like, you've put this story in a way that there is no way that there could be a satisfying conclusion. Son of a bitch. I don't know, this is all really coming from the manga side of things, where, like... I can't remember the last time I've read a manga that had, like, a really satisfying end. Like, I don't know if you guys read My Hero Academia, but, like... Good God. Though My Hero Academia's issue was not the end. My Hero Academia had been bad long before it ended. Or it's a case where, like, they have really interesting ideas, but it's like the medium just isn't going to allow you to explore them as well as, you want to. It's kind of the same thing that happened to JoJo Part 6. That was not a part for Shonen Jump. I mean, I'd even go so far as to say just, like, the first, like, flat 50% of My Hero Academia is good. I think, like, everything up until Class 1A versus 1B is, like, golden. Certainly feels like that. I'd be really interested to, like, see a shorter form manga from him. I kind of bemoaned for a long time that, like, it felt like a lot of, like, manga, like, they don't get the chance to be long and, like, get to explore their world. But I also just feel like some, like, stories just aren't really built for it. Like, not everyone can be Oda. Some manga, like, you get, like, 300 chapters deep, and, like, you can kind of clear that they weren't, like, you can kind of see, like, they weren't ready to be 300 chapters deep. And I think My Hero Academia is, like, a pretty good example of that. Especially because, like, all of it happens in 1 year. You have the school setting, and then, like, kind of drop it really fast in favor of, like, okay, now these kids are just heroes. Like, why'd you put them in school? Like, they're just doing actual hero work. And, like, I can't put that all on the authors. The fucking... Shonen Jump is a death march, man. Weekly manga is... like, it is just antithetical to human existence. Like, you saw, like... You've seen, like, how fucked up Togashi is. Like, that man got ruined. And I'm surprised he's still going on. And, you know, Akira Toriyama. He died pretty young, too. I mean, part of that is just, you know, he lived in 80s Japan when everyone smoked like a chimney, so that sure didn't help, but... I kind of, like, worry for Dandadan's author. Like, you see, like, how, like, beautiful that series is, and I'm like, how are you shitting this out weekly? Like, please take a break. You were going to kill yourself. God, I love this, like... I just love this. Like, this is just super nostalgic to me. Like, I know it kind of just looks like a flat, empty thing, but it's like... There's so much, like, stuff here. And then, like, how much we always just explored it, and, like, in daycare and stuff. It's very nostalgic and heartwarming to me. He died in such a way, man. Saving someone from drowning only to drown yourself. What a way to go. Man died a hero. Into the sand world. Check this out. I think there's another one I have to hit. Yep. I don't even think I can get the banana that this is for. I think you need like a high jump to get it. Yeah, up it goes. But I think we get that from either this world or the next one. It's... Yeah, say. Yeah, my big thing was I wanted to catch up with Series Weekly just because on the Shonen Jump app, you can only keep up with like up to 3 weeks at a time before it starts telling you to pay. So I always want to make sure that I'm on top of things that I'm interested in. But like I've been cutting that deadline pretty close. I think I ended up finishing like I let 3 weeks of chapters build up and then like only read them all like an hour before the next batch drops. I cut that real close. But I think it's also part of it is just like I read it like all the new series as well. And I've been like trying to be kind to some of the newer ones and I don't know, some of them just aren't good. So, like, I end up, like, kind of, like, dreading the weekly thing, because I'm like, oh, yeah, now I have to go through these things. Like, I just want to read Akane Banashi for 100 years. All I want is this series injected into my veins. I'd go so far as to say that Akane Banashi is, like, kind of... I don't know, like, it's like, it might be in my top 3 of all time. Like, Berserk, Dragon Ball, Akane Banashi. Like, it is so goddamn good. Oh, yeah, that's gonna cut it real close, isn't it? Come here, Kremling. Don't, like, the newer Donkey Kong Country games not use the Kremlings? I'm super excited to read Witch Hat Atelier. I think part of my reason that, like, I love Berserk so much is, I read it at a time where it's themes of, it seems of struggling to survive against all odds. Like, I read that at, like, a really, like, down, dark point in my life, and it, like, really resonated with me. But I've been rereading it, and, like, it's still just a really fucking good manga. You know, part of it was, I I actually had a planned stream of the Dreamcast game. I think that's part of why it's taken me so long to stream. I kind of want to play it, and so I just didn't stream, and I just recorded other things to get out of streaming it. I still want to... Oh, God. Oh, yeah, look at those... those hairy boobs. Does she have pokies? Oh my God, her nipples are erect. That candy tell you how she's gonna make you feel real good. Extra melons too, huh? Oh yeah, show me your musical instrument and melon, baby. Candy pulls out her huge furry monkey cock. What if you, like, looked and, like, she had, like, a... What the fuck am I about to say? I'm not gonna say that. Screw that. Okay, don't do that. Yay! Yeah, she's... Alright, here, I'll just say it. She's got, those bumps on her chest are actually her huge fucking testicles, and she's got a tiny little dick on the middle of her chest. Alright, cool, we did it. Moving on. I don't know, I think the issue with Candy in that regard is that she's also she's a monkey. This is a monkey. It's kind of the same issue as... Same thing as Crystal, I guess. If I had to say, like, is it more or less, like, moral to lust over Candy than Crystal, because at least we're more closely related to monkeys? But the ethics of bestiality is not something I want to cover on this channel, so let's move on. What was it, like, someone, like, I remember once someone described Twilight as, like, one woman's struggle between necrophilia and bestiality. I got my ends, but... Yeah, that's a great way to put the vampire-werewolf debate to, really simple ways, huh? Have any of you guys even read Twilight? This was not mine. This was for Diddy Kong. I read the Twilight Saga in its entirety 3 times, almost back to back. I fucking loved the Twilight Saga. The movies are real. I don't know, like, I don't know, like, if I'm the arbiter of quality when I say that I read and enjoyed the Twilight Saga to death. But, the movies are really bad. But I've also, I think Twilight is also probably the movie that I've rewatched the most in general. That one, like, I don't purposely sit down and watch Twilight. That's not a thing that happens. Back when we had cable, it was just always playing on one channel. So, like, sometimes, like, when we were eating dinner, like, we had the TV on, and then Twilight would come on, and we'd be like, oh, well, because we're watching Twilight now. Imagine. Man, speaking of that, I was reminded of something recently where, like, I remember one time in, damn it, I was really hoping I could snipe that from here. I remember once, like, in 2016, like, when Sages was streaming on hitbox.tv, back when that existed, I remember one person in, like, a chat, like, threw such, like, a violent, like, hissy fit, like, almost like a mauled session, over the fact that I said I liked RuneScape, old school RuneScape, more than Fire Emblem Fates. They just, like, got into, like, a screaming, like, piss fit in the comments. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, all this over Fire Emblem Fates? Especially in 2016, where it didn't have a like, no one liked Fates when it first dropped. I'm like, it's cool that we got a shooter out here, but like you were actually pissed. Like, what is going on? Of course, I like Fire Emblem Fates, so... Here's my thing with Fates. I'm really nostalgic for it. Just because, mostly just because of the LP with Sages. There's a lot of games I'm super nostalgic for just because, like, LP and them with Sages was so much fun. I'm more willing to let a lot of, I'd be more willing to, like, let a game's sins, pass me by just because I had a good time with it. Like, I don't know, is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl probably not worth $60? Yeah. Is it my second favorite remake of all Pokemon remakes? Also, yeah. Now that one's, you know, me having a good time by myself. That's what I'm saying. It was like part of just like 2021 going super well. Like we were, when I worked with, I still work with Boss Man, but like we had like a huge, like shoot going for a local community college, and like we were like building sets and like pulling huge hours, and they were just like throwing money at us. I was making some, we were like all of us were making some serious goddamn dough. And, like, it was just, like, really satisfying, fun work. And then, like, I remember, like, coming home and, like, we were doing that, we were doing all that, like, having a lot of fun, getting a lot of good work done. And coming home to, like, some good whiskey and playing, and, like, trying to, like, get the, fill out the national decks on Shining Pearl. I look back on that really fondly. I don't remember if I have to shoot through this or just go through it. Okay. I touched the ground. Hello, Cameron. Thanks for the peanuts, my boy. How would you feel if you walked into a gun store and someone was like, man, you're looking hungry, and just like gave you like a fistful of peanuts? Oh no, what happened? I'm gonna say, it's like the opposite way for me. It's just like, I don't know, I probably would have liked Platinum if I played it before Diamond and Pearl, but like, I don't know. I've already made, like, how I feel about Diamond and Pearl pretty well known at this point. Yeah. We're not gonna... We don't have to go into that. But it was really funny that, like, I have, like, a lot of opinions that people would say are shit. But, the first person I ever told, like, that said, like, I didn't go into Platinum wanting to dislike it, by the way. Like, that wasn't me just being like, oh, I can't wait to be a hater. I fucking love Pokemon. I don't want them to be bad. But, like, I told, like, this one person I met on RuneScape, and I'm like, yo, man, I don't know. Like, Platinum is not doing it for me. And he's like, oh my god, you too? I'm like, thank you! Jesus! I feel like I'm going insane here. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when people, like, do those threads about, like, your favorite Pokemon from every generation, I have a lot of trouble picking out one from 4th gen, just because, like, that entire gen is all killer, no filler. Like, I don't think I could tell you what my favorite Sinnohmon is. Just because, like, I love them all. Maybe Infernape, just because, like, I really love Chimchar as a starter. Oh yeah, I forgot about Rhyperior. I don't know, you could probably say that some of those, like, evolutions are... maybe aren't the best. Like, for a long time, I did not care for, Magmortar. I thought he was ugly. I don't know, like, if any of you guys were old enough to remember this, but, like, when you disliked comments on YouTube, like, around 2008 or so, it would show them. Like, if you had, like, enough downvotes, like, you would have a red negative number next to your comment. And, like, someone made, like, a video about Magmortar, and I said, like, man, Magmortar is ugly. Like, I said that, and, like, I came back to it, and it had, like, a -5 next to it. I'm like, oh my god. Magmortar as shooters? Kind of miss them showing downvotes. Oh, but that was a very early cut. I'm gonna say, like, I probably have viewers that weren't alive when that was an option. I don't know, like, if you ask me if my favorite Gen 4 Mon, like, it'll change by the day. Like, if I had to pick one out right... you put a gun to my head right now, and I'd say either Infernape or Fiona. And then if you ask me that same question the next day, it would be something entirely different. Like, what a gen, man. Sinnoh is a magical time. I don't say, up until Scarlet and Violet, it was the game that I put the most time into a single file. It was like something like 370 hours, and that's a lot for me. I don't usually put that amount of time into games. But then I would see, like, people who were like, yeah, here's my file, and, like, I hit 999 hours, and I'm like, how? What the fuck are you doing? And, of course, you know, I see, like, Kish do it, and, you know, when Kish does it, it's because it's shiny hunting. But, that did not always strike me the case for, like, someone like, I remember I was subscribed to Chugga Conroy really early. Back... I think I found him when his newest video was the 3rd episode of his very first Earthbound LP. And he did, like, stuff with, like, Diamond and Pearl and Platinum at that point, too. And, like, he was just like, oh, look, this is me. My file's about to roll over to 999 hours and 59 minutes. Gen 4 competitive is where I cut my teeth on competitive in general. Alright, there's something I need to do here. You know what, if I had to bet, I bet it's a lot of stuff with Diddy's jetpack. Oh! It sounds like a... I was about to say Mankey Kong, and that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say Mickey Mouse. Yeah, it's Mankey. You know, the Supreme King of all entertainment, Mankey Kong? This was a big thing with, like, Nintendo 64 games as well. Jetpacks. Oh, yeah, we need to be tiny for that. The Star Wars Shadows of the Empire game. Jetpacks and, like, flight in general, like, maneuvering through 3D spaces infinitely was a big thing. Which I get. I totally understand why they did that. But it doesn't always feel good to control. I used to give the Mario 64's wing cap shit just because it wasn't, like, infinite flight. But, really, that was a genius goddamn way of handling it, I'd say. I don't know, like, every time I stream more Nintendo 64 games, I'm just kind of in awe of, like, how much they got right on the first attempt. And, like, I can't imagine how stressful, like, dev for that must have been. Like, you have to do something that's really never been done before, and you gotta do it right. Or there's just, like, how many, like, games, like, came out during that time, too? Like, Rare getting Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, and Banjo-Tooie out, and then Conker's Bad Fur Day, like, all in the span of, like, 4 years. And then, you know, also working on, like, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. How the hell do you do that, man? I don't know, I really like reading about competitive, but I don't think I've, like, seriously put any playtime into it since 7th gen. I played a lot during 6th gen, back when I thought, I cannot believe I made that shot. Back when I thought Gale Wing's Talon Flame was like a huge broken issue. Oh yeah, no, I don't bother with doubles. Competitive doubles does not sound fun to me. I don't know, part of it was just like I couldn't make my brain really Alright, I think I have to do that 3 times. Or just twice. What are you doing, friend? I don't know, like, I got into competitive with 4th gen, but, like, I played so much with 5th gen, and I made friends in my high school that, like, all we did was just constantly battle each other in 5th gen, that, like, I cannot hate singles. Love it to death. I could, at the very least, I could watch it forever. Like, yeah, things kind of, like, snowball really fast, and, like, it probably not as, you know, brain-heavy, but, like, it bangs. Come on. Oh, whoops. Thought I could just do that at my leisure, but I guess we're doing this now. Oh, man. Whoa, it is like Superman 64. Oh, fuck me. I cannot believe I've already beeped this. It's like, look, it's like Koraidon. I want you to know, like, how many inputs I'm making here. I feel like I'm playing Tekken. Gems being banned to me was, like, a shock. Though, mostly it's just because, like, I'm not used to, like, older metas still getting updates. That was not a thing that happened for a very long time. Like, I still, like, I look at, like, I look at how, like, Gen 1's meta shifted. Like, for a long time, it was just, like, known and understood that Rhydon and Golem were basically the same Pokemon with, like, a couple differences. So, like, Golem falling to, like, Inu and, like, being, like, completely useless when things shifted just a bit, that was a shock to me. Just because, like, for a long time, it was just common knowledge, and I'm like, oh, shoot. My preconceived notions, I have to alter them. Now, apparently they found, like, strats where, like, when as the meta evolved, gems kind of got to be too much. It's kind of like how, in 7th Gen OU, Pheromosa was, like, bad, and, like, people were like, okay, we should really pay attention to this, but, like, she's hard-walled by Toxapex, like, we could probably, and everyone has a Toxapex anyway, like, I don't think we have to ban her. And then she started running, she started running Normalium Z Hyper Beam to just pop Toxapex. And then that was what people were like, okay, no, we need to get rid of Pheromosa. Like, Hyper Beam in Big 2016 was, like, the impetus to, drop something to Uber, or, like, raise something to Ubers. And so, like, that's, like, kind of the thing. It's, like, the meta evolves in, like, a really weird way. And, like, suddenly, gems, which we were all like, oh, this... Get out. Get out. It's like, oh, we thought this was fine for a really long time, and then it rapidly became not fine because people found new ways to abuse it. Which I think is super cool. I think it's awesome when metas evolve like that. Going right back in, because I think there's some bananas I missed in there. Oh, just a coin. Mario, get the coin! Swap on over to Monkey Kong. I like Annihilate. Let's make a mod for this game. Anyone who, like, knows how to, like, mod video games, let's replace, either Chunky or DK's model with Annihilate. You know, I think it's really fun when, like, a really settled meta shifts. Like, I've been watching this one YouTuber called Big Yellow, and they do Gen 1 competitive analysis. And, like, seeing, like, how the meta that was, you know, for a long time, totally stale. Like, this shit did not move until, like, the 2020s. And now suddenly, like, there's a bunch of movement, and it's really interesting to see, like, that it's not just movement, but, like, a lot of movement. I like it. It's interesting. It's cool. Get out. Toxapex in general, man, I'm telling you. What a mon. Just sits there forever and does not die. I think Gouging Fire got a ban to Ubers too. Which I was only thinking because it, like, Burning Bunker and Baneful Bunker, or Burning Bulwark is its move. Like, Toxapex, like, never... From what I understand, Toxapex never runs Baneful Bunker. Which I'm not sure why. I figured it was, like, a flat improvement, but I think it doesn't stop status effects. Which, you know, is bad. Yeah, I was watching that one Yu-Gi-Oh video where, like, they talked about, like, where the meta was at, like, pre-GX. Because that's where I first got into the game. Like, when he was talking about, like, certain expansion packs, I'm like, man, I remember, like, this, like, being super excited for this expansion pack to come out. So, like, seeing how, like, the meta used to be just, like, stacking your deck with the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. And then, Mechanical Chaser just having 50 more attacks suddenly made it, like, worth hundreds of dollars. Like, this is awesome. I love this shit. Hook it into my veins. Wait, hold up. There's a really funny joke I have to make here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Ha! When I eat a Taco Bell and it hits my lower intestine. Alright. Let's do it up good. I don't know, wasn't it like, I obviously don't keep up with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta very much. In, like, 2011, was it, like, or so, was it, like, the meta, like, almost to, like, exclusively use, like, direct damage, like, those, like, moves, like, weak cards that, like, just directly hit your life points? Someone told me that was the meta around then. Maybe it was bullshit, but... It's bullshit that I believed. Or just bullshit I didn't have context for. Like, I hadn't kept up with Yu-Gi-Oh! For years at that point. Look, dude, it's Lanky Kong. How would you feel in the middle of the night if you saw this just, like, walking at you in, like, the corner of your room? Like, low poly Monkey Kong, like, approaching you, like, with its arms up. I think it's a pretty valid thing to say that Lanky is everyone's favorite Kong. At least at the time when I was playing this in daycare, everyone loved Lanky Kong. Wait, he's gonna do it, he's gonna give that... What? Guys, Haktua... Do you think Haley Wench likes Donkey Kong 64? I'm in my room. Where do you think I'm streaming from? Ooh, long jump. Look. This is me when I see my partner's ass. Slap their thighs. Wait, I got it. It'd be like, remember this someone touching my spaghetti meme? Someone haka my tua. Is this anything? Comic, you have the broccoli-looking perm. I knew people who had that as far back as 2009. Though we called it the sheep perm. I wish Linky would collect my blue banana. You will die by my... God, do you guys fucking remember the touch of my spaghetti meme? I mean, clearly. Okay, Rab, how would you feel if you saw this in the middle of the night approaching you? And it was like hissing at you. It was almost 7 years ago. That was like January 2018, wasn't it? That and Ugandan Knuckles. Everyone loves Obla. Jesus Christ, it's the Banana Fairy. Banana Fairy sounds like a homophobic slur. Rab, don't you do it! Rabicles! Have I not unlocked the first war point? Odd. Alright, here, I'll say it. What if instead of going, Hopla, he went Hotwa! Alright, I've gotten all the Hawk-Tua jokes out of me. That's not happening anymore. My favorite thing is, like, when people are like, oh, like, how did you guess? When it's, like, a video about this, I'm like, you know, she said it because, like, people have been saying, like, that as, like, onomatopoeia for hawking up a loogie and spitting for years. Or as far be it from me to get into the etymology of Hawk-Tua, you know? Got better things to do with our lives. I don't know, when Lanky, like, spanks his, like, tight little ass like that, it kinda does. It almost sound like a violin note. Like, listen. Almost sounds like someone's, like, going, like, on a violin. Yeah, it really makes my banana the exaggerated swagger of a Banana Fairy. That was another, like, Pokemon Clover had, Lanky Kong as, like, a pseudo-legendary. Funny dong. But what is Thug shaking? I'll take your word for it. I'll believe it's a thing. I just don't know what it is. Is that something I should have said out loud? Let me not just repeat things that people say in the comments, just, uncritically. You guys could absolutely have tricked me into saying a slur right there, and I would have no clue. It was like watching, like, a VTuber who got tricked into saying something like that. And not just with, like, the famous Grand Theft Auto thing that always happens. I mean, if you think about it, like, Lanky shoots grapes. He's a grape ape. It really does depend on the VTuber, huh? Like, if you see a VTuber that's, like, a pink-haired cat girl, like, you don't even really have to trick them. Like, I think they just say it unprompted. Imagine a mod for Shin Megami Tensei 5 Apocalypse. That game that definitely exists. Where you play as Lanky Kong. That was a thing too. When Sega Sammy bought out Atlas, I was like 100% convinced that Sonic would not only be in Persona 5, but he would be a Persona. And I assumed he would use like Garudine. Because like he's fast as the wind. Maybe Adradine to go with the like the Sonic and the Secret Rings like wildfire thing. Yes! I knew that someone would do it. I think I remember him being in, in DX2 Liberation. I'm surprised that game's still going. Like, I didn't figure that had the, I didn't figure that one had, like, the cultural power to still be up. Swat the flies! Splat! It's like Deltarune. Speaking of which, you guys excited for Chapter 3 and 4 finally dropping? My dumbass legitimately believed, like, 100% uncritically that 3, 4, and 5 would be out in 2022.
Get out.
But he said a famed rice demon. I'm like, I don't know if you can say that, buddy. It's like De Novo. Sega keeps it up forever, and Square drops after 6 months. I don't know. He said that, like, it's coming soon. He's just, like, he has to, like, fix that, or, like, do some, like, localization stuff. So, I entirely believe that it will be up probably, like, March at the latest. But, it's here. It's coming. Or it's not here, it's coming. Ah! I need to replay Chapter 2 before it comes out. I was working on trying to, like, 100% the chapters 1 and 2 before 3 drop. Like, get like an actual, like, perfect file going. And I have not finished my run of Chapter 2. Give me... Alright, so listen, he says welcome to bonus steak. Listen.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Right? He's not staying stage. Welcome to bonus steak. I wonder what the, Okay.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Yeah, I saw that a new Turok is coming. That one surprised me. I guess, like, it wasn't, like, I don't know. It doesn't, that one doesn't feel like something that it'd be as impossible as, like, the fact that we got a new Onimusha is something I'm a little more surprised about. Turok, like, I don't know, like a dinosaur first-person shooter, like, that feasibly could have happened at any point in the last, like, 10 years. It's cool that it's happening, but I'm not super surprised about it, I guess.
Well done.
I'll believe the new Team Eco game when I see it, man. The Last Guardian was... that shit took forever and a day. Yeah, it's not to say, like, I don't think it's gonna be cool. It's just, you know. Karen. It takes a little much to get me hyped for a new FPS in big 2024. Peel me! That's what the doctors did to my foreskin. I think it would be really funny to see more God Hand. I have no stake in that one either. I've never played God Hand. But, I'm always down to see more entries in, like, long dormant series. It's like what we were saying earlier in the stream, Rab. If a game or story sucks, you can just pretend it never happened, and no one can stop you. Like, Rise of Skywalker just isn't canon. That's the reality I've made for myself, and nothing can stop me. Yahoo! Alright. Where is the next batch of bananas? Man, speaking of believing things when I see them, well, I'll see if a new Star Wars ever materializes. Like, I don't know, it feels like we're at the point where, like... I don't think, like... This isn't Star Wars, per se, but, like, it's a similar concept that, like... I think Avengers Doomsday is going to bomb. Like, I don't even think it's gonna be, like, do mid. I think it's gonna, like, straight up bomb. And then, like, we're gonna have to, like, deal with, like, the cultural zeitgeist just not having Marvel movies for a while. Which is a reality that I didn't think would be possible for a long time. That's kind of like, it's kind of how, like, it went with, you know, Star Wars. Like, I think, like, humanity realized that, like, they can go without Star Wars, so, like, it's gonna take a lot to, like, get people excited for it again, I think. Did I see a banana? Yes, I did. That was a bomb that, like, actually surprised me. Like, when Solo, a Star Wars story, bombed. I don't know why, but the idea that that could bomb was very surprising to me. Though, another... well, I don't know. I had, like, one of two predictions for Avatar 2's performance. I thought either... my big thing that I still think is going to end up happening was that Avatar 2 was going to do really well for itself, just because, like, oh my god, we finally got a second Avatar movie. And that I don't think that that same level of affection is going to carry for the third one. I think the third one... I don't think it's going to bomb, necessarily, but I think they're going to be very disappointed with 3's performance. I could be entirely wrong, though. Because I also could have easily predicted that 2 wouldn't have done too well, either. Yeah, like... I figured people would have just eaten Solo up. Like, the fact that that, like, didn't even, like, make its money back or something. Like, something like that. Like, that was very shocking to me. Like, it's Han Solo. Like, everyone loves Han Solo. But apparently not. I don't know, was it bad word of mouth? I have no clue, like, what, like, sunk that movie the way that it did. Because I never saw it, but I never saw any of the spin-offs. I mean, I've watched one movie about Dragon Quest called Something Story. And you know what? It was really good. Oh, I remember this. Oh, I liked your story. I thought the ending was a little trite, but for the most part, I liked it. Oh, I think I got the idea of this. Yeah, no, the big climax is not good. I don't know. I don't even know if I can necessarily bring myself to hate it, because I was spending the whole movie thinking, like, oh, are they going to play Orgodamir's theme at all during this? And then they do end up playing Orgodamir's theme, and I'm like, okay. Like, I can't hate this. Like, yeah, I soy jacked, I'll admit it. All of that was a guess. The idea that that came out as well as it did was not my intention. Or it was my intention, it just happened a lot easier than I thought it would. I don't know, before I finish 10, I probably need to finish 8. I'm a bad Dragon Quest fan, man. I still haven't played 8. Or I've played it, I just haven't beaten it. I haven't played much more than an hour of it, is the thing. I think the farthest I've ever gotten is the Calamari boss, like the big Kraken. And then I've never gotten any further than that. I get Jessica on my team, and I'm like, cool, guess that's on to other things. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was right at the beginning of the game. Here's one thing that, like, with Baramos' theme, I don't like when, like, whenever, like, remixes of it, or, like, when they play it in games, when they skip over, like, the lengthy intro. I think that the build-up that has is, like, almost what makes that song. It's part of why I still think I might say that 3 on Game Boy Color is still my favorite version of 3. Because that one gets all the audio cues just right. Oh, God, that sounds awesome! No, I'd tear it up if I heard that. You're absolutely right. Like when you fight Baramos in the Super Nintendo version, it just cuts to like the da 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 da. I'm like, I get it, but like I want to hear the like that sounds so good orchestral. I've talked about how like some I could take or leave some Dragon Quest orchestral tracks, but Baramos' theme orchestral is just, inject that right into my veins. Daddy needs more. I'll say, I don't like Zoma's theme orchestral. That's, that one might be one of my, bigger Dragon Quest hot takes. The big transition note where, like after the intro and it goes like dun, dun, like that trumpet, like the trumpet or trombone note or whatever. In the orchestral remix, it just kind of sounds like a wet fart. It almost sounds like comical. Again, I think 3's version of it probably hits the hardest for me. Though they pitch shift 3's version down a bit. So, like, it also just sounds like a more malevolent version of the theme. Purple, that's tiny, I forgot. And, like, it should sound malevolent. I mean, I like the energy that the song carries a lot of the time, but 3's particular sound font on the Game Boy Color is just give me more. But really, I'm just a sucker for the Game Boy Color sound font in general. You could remix like anything in that, and I'll just like sit there and soy jack over it. Like Legend of Zelda Oracle of like Seasons and Ages. I could listen to that soundtrack all day. And then in general, like, one of my favorite game soundtracks in general is Lufia the Legend Returns on the Game Boy Color. That thing... that soundtrack is so good. I tell you to go listen to it, but if you're interested in Rose Gold Heart at all, I also have to tell you not to, because, boy howdy, I sure lift a lot of that soundtrack for Rose Gold Heart. Alright, I have 1/4 of a banana left. Oh god! Alright. Gotta get back through here. I gotta wait for that guy to regenerate. Daddy needs more melons. Boy, did you see how that curved in midair? I didn't think the game had auto assist. How would you feel like if your firstborn child, like, when they took their first steps, they did it like this? Were like on their hands and they went hop, 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 hop. Would you clap? Would you soy jack? Alright. Give me a fucking instrument. I forget what he has. Trombone. I don't think that this woman should, like, teach Lanky how to use his instrument. I don't know, Lanky kind of falls into, like, that Crash Bandicoot thing of, like, I don't think he has the mental capacity to consent. Actually, give me more melons. I've got half a melon and I need 2. I, for some reason, thought that you replenished your melons. Was I just being sexist because she's got 2 melons? What's up, Nick? How have I missed this the entire time? No wonder I couldn't work back. Alas, I've tumbled. I was just thinking about the Yokai Watch 2 LP. I'm like, man, you want to talk, like, earlier in the stream we were talking about, like, oh, like, I'm more willing to, I look back fondly on games that we LP'd. That's a game I loved LPing. What a series, man. We gotta get back to doing more 3. Tiny! Sorgy accident. What if Hatsune Miku shot you with a crossbow. Would you forgive her? Oh, we'll see how this pans out. Ah, fuck me. Whew. I don't know, but what if you, like, try to ask, you, like, oh, what's your insurance info, and she just shoots you with the crossbow again? This time a little closer to an internal organ. Yahoo, peanut! Can I shoot you from here? Boy, this stick drift is gonna kill me. Oh, God! No! Damn it! The fucking stick! Yeah, this is the I have to, like, test this, like, well in advance next time. This stick drift is annihilating me. He's like, haha, we will make a Mario Party so that they will have to buy more Nintendo 64 controllers. Like, this is me with the stick completely still. I am not touching it at all. So that's me trying to go on a narrow pathway. Oh, God. Okay, that one wasn't even close. On the bright side, my melons are getting better. My wife said she missed me, but her aim's getting better. My wife said Donkey Kong 64 for the Nintendo GameCube. I was saying, did you ever know anyone who, like, thought that, like, the GameCube games are gonna be called, like, Mario, like, 128? But, none of you guys were alive back then. I really like that one story Vinny tells where, like, he was like, yeah, I knew someone who legitimately thought that, Fuck me! that, Super Mario 65 was, like, going to happen. That one is a really funny story. No, this is gonna be the ultimate challenge with this stick. I can do it. I can do it. You ready for this? You ready? 'Cause here it comes. Fuck! Oh, I thought we had it there. Oh, God. I don't know, like, if you guys, like, ever, like, get, like, so, like, the adrenaline rush that you can taste on your tongue. Like, your heart beats and your tongue gets that, like, almost metallic taste on it. Metallic makes it sound like blood. That's not how it really tastes. Okay. Alright, we're getting closer. Sit your ass still. fuck me, that's bad. God. Uploading it's not the issue, it's recording it. I don't know, it's just in general, like, any group LP is kind of a hard sell right now. All of our schedules are just so different at this point, like, I genuinely have no idea if we're going to continue Radiant Dawn at all. Partially because I also just don't think Sage is, like, wants to, like, be involved with Let's Plays anymore. So I'm, like, giving legitimate thought to, like, how or if I want to like, I want to play Radiant Dawn. I'd like to do it on YouTube, but, like, it does feel like it's going to get to a point where, like, it's just going to end up being a solo thing for me. Which I feel like would defeat the purpose, given how, Path of Radiance was, but, you know. So it goes on this bitch of an earth. God, this is horrible. Okay, this is gonna be the one. I know it. Oh! 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 Oh, yeah! Oh, my fucking hands are so sweaty. This is gross. God, this controller's gonna slip right out of my greasy fucking fingers. Oh, monkey ass. Jesus Christ. Oh, that felt so good. I cannot wait to fucking fix this controller and never, ever deal with something like that again. Okay, I gotta scratch my fucking arm. So why do you think it is that the monkeys can breathe forever? Underwater. Like, in Ocarina of Time, Link can't breathe forever. Why can the monkeys? Do you think that the Kongs have gills? Oh no, all of us kids just did that with Lanky Kong. He looked silly, everyone laughed. Like, people are like, oh, like, he's not that funny. I'm like, yeah, but imagine when you're a 5-year-old kid. Eat this shit up. He makes silly noises. They waterbend. Yeah, they do blood bending. The fuck? I don't know, when all of us kids wanted to, like, imitate one of the Kongs, I think people did Diddy, because they were like, oh, he's cool. He's got a cool hat, and he plays guitar. I don't know, I guess I didn't really care. I don't know, I was thinking about this before, like, around that time, like, I didn't get into music until, like, 2007 when I heard In the End for the first time. Oh, god damn it. Oh, Jesus. I can do it. Oh, yes! Sniper Wolf. I cannot believe I pulled that off in the first attempt. Oh, bye. Oh, he's dead. No, I'm saying, like, I didn't really care about music, because Mom wasn't super into music, so, like, the only time I ever really listened to music was, like, when we were in the car, or we'd go on the radio, or whatever was, like, playing on the radio, like, that's what we would listen to. So, like, I only listened to, like, top 40, basically. And I didn't really think about music. And then, I admitted this one to, like, Casey and Kish recently, and, like, I'm gonna say you guys gotta keep this a secret. It is a very silly statement to make. I was watching, I saw a, Destiny Deoxys, AMV. It was Rayquaza versus, Deoxys, and they were playing In the End. And I was like sitting there in like stunned silence. I'm like, oh my god, music can sound like this? And I was like so impressed that like I ended up like, I don't know, I think I bought that song on iTunes and it was all I listened to for like a month. And like that's how I got into music. It was a fucking Destiny Deoxys AMV. In the End, Linkin Park. Is the AMV still... I haven't checked. I don't even think I watched that video afterwards. It very well could be there, and I'd have no idea. Yeah, I figure the Swap Anywhere mod is going to kind of make the worst part of streaming this game better. Yeah, no, Grant Kirkhope is amazing at this shit. Ow. You like it, asshole. I'm positive there's gotta be, like, some... I wonder if I could just remake it. I wonder how hard it could be. I've never made an AMV before. I did want to make a... The first AMV I guess I ever had in my head was, I made a Naruto AMV... Well, like I said, I didn't make it. I imagined what my Naruto AMV would look like. It's a Holiday by Green Day. So, you know, in case you were wondering how my 2006 was going. It's like every other 12... Like every other 11 to 12-year-old on the internet in 2006. I was gonna, like, people, like, can make some really good AMVs. Like, that, like, it kind of shocks me. Because, I don't know, for a long time to me, it seemed like even the concept of the AMV was a joke. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, like, I'm gonna make an AMV. Ain't that funny? Ain't that something you do when you're 11? So it is kind of fun to see how culture shifts. Like, I don't know, there's probably someone out there who had, like, basically a religious awakening to, like a third, not Third Eye Blind. Who's the one that did Animal I've Become? 3 Days Grace. Like, a 3 Days Grace Genshin Impact AMV is probably, like, legitimately altered someone's life. Yeah, Third Eye Blind, No Rain, Genshin Impact AMV. I wish I knew more about Genshin Impact for the sole reason that I think making that right now would be a really funny way to spend the rest of my night. I don't know, like, I really like the idea of just, like... The idea of, like... I would take, like... I don't know, let's say, like, the Fate Go movie, like, the main character versus Solomon or something, and, like, putting something like, Like that big final fight and like having it be like, I don't know, like some real, like, I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. Just like something like that. Or like Boo versus Kid Boo versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku. To like Paul McCartney. I did not watch the Fate Go movie. I'm not going to explain how I know that one. Of course, you know, when I say that, you know exactly where it is. I have a really funny story involving something similar to that. I've never had any idea of like how I would bring this up in a casual conversation. But I guess it's the closest thing I'll ever get to it. I won't say which visual novel it was, because obviously that's going to be incredible spoilers. But we'll say in this character, the identity of someone's father was a big mystery throughout the plot. And we take this. A big mystery throughout the plot, and then one day I was cranking my hog to some Dojins, and I saw that like that one was like available, and it was like a ship between these two characters. Like, oh, I've never seen these two get shipped, and the Dojin was tagged as incest. And I'm like, oh, that's where that plot twist is. So that's how I got spoiled on like one of the big plot twists in that game. I don't know where I first heard it, but it has never left my mind since. I sure can, Rab. But anyway, similar situation to how I knew about Solomon. It was a Fate Go Dojin. Yeah, don't jerk off when you're in the middle of a... You know, I guess that's like a big thing. Don't look up fan art of things that you are currently in the middle of, experiencing. Here's my thing, man. I blasted whatever's on the front page of In Hentai sometimes, and if that happens to be a Fate Go Dojin, so be it. I don't need to be like discerning. Sometimes you see a character that is clearly designed by someone who was cranking their hog the entire time they were drawing them. I'm like, you know what? I can respect that energy. You put a lot of work into that. I'll vibe with you. I'll crump with you. I'll crank with you, sweetie pie. Never mind. Not that one. That was like the big thing too, was yeah, Raita was the exact one I was thinking of. In regards to people clearly just designing their characters with their hands in their pants. Sometimes I forget that Raita made the designs for Valkyria Chronicles. Because I'm like, but wait, these people's boobs are in the right spot. Shouldn't they be, like, sticking out like bananas? How am I supposed to crank it to this? There's no skeletons with banana boobs. Raita did Katawa's JoJo? That cannot be true. You're fucking with me. There is no goddamn way in hell that Raita did Katawa's JoJo. What a thing to learn. Katawa JoJos were all based on concept art. Wow. What a thing to learn while playing Donkey Kong 64. I can go back in time and tell young Comic, like, this is what you're going to learn, and they're gonna be like, who the fuck are you? I would tell, like, I would tell 6-year-old comic about this, and the people at the daycare are gonna be like, hey, we got a large bearded man in here telling kids about weird things. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that knowledge now? I'm on hole after it. Why didn't Emmy have huge banana boobs, huh? She's already kind of skeletal. Speaking of skeletons, haha, Ren, am I right? Fucking... What was I gonna say? When I first started reading Katawa Shoujo... First off, Katawa Shoujo is what taught me how to, like, do proper torrenting. Like, I'd never really torrented before that. So, like, Katawa Shoujo's existence is directly responsible for Square Enix probably losing out on hundreds of dollars from me. But, like, the first time I played it, like... I did it, like, right before bed, because I was just like, oh, whatever, I'm probably not gonna play too much of this. And I ended up... It was a school night, and I ended up pulling an all-nighter, and, like, went to school on literally 0 sleep, because I started and beaten Hanako's, like, all of Hanako's endings that night. Like, I was just, like, obsessed with it. And, like, I was telling my friends about it, and they're like, Adam, are you fucking joking? And I'm like, no, I swear it's really good. And they're all like, whatever. And then, like, a week later, one of my friends was like, okay, I ended up playing it, and, like, this is really good. Yeah, that's, like, the thing. You play all of Hanako's routes, and you have to go to school on literally 0 sleep. And, like, that was, like, I think it was, like, the first and, like, only all-nighter, like, I ever pulled off before, like, trying to go to school. But, like, there was no way I was gonna be able to sleep. Like, I was so enthralled. You know, I was generally super good about sleeping, like, in high school. Like, I kept a pretty good schedule on that. But that was just the one time I'm like, I cannot. Like, if I leave off right now, like, I'm not gonna be whole. I don't know, it looks like I might need to go back to, because I got her instrument first instead of her gun, and I think that was a mistake. Can I get her coins, or do I have to go back to Jungle Japes to get her coins for these? Let's go back to Jungle Japes real quick. I don't know, I pull a lot of all-nighters now, just because, I don't know, my sleep schedule's all sorts of fucked. But, like, all-nighters were a very special thing back then, and Katawa Shoujo, done diddly did it for me. Oh, okay, well, wrong way. Done diddly did it for me. That's the thing, I have, I don't know, calling it an entire series is probably overselling it. At least up until the Kenji ending, I have a video series of that on YouTube. Jeez. Yeah, speaking of pulling all-nighters. Well, Guy, if you must rest, rest. Oh, the L button also swaps your Kongs, huh? I was using the D-pad this whole time. Actually, maybe there's a hint with... Maybe Wrinkly Kong can give me a good old hint, huh? Okay. Oh! Okay, no, hold up. Back in here. Yeah, sleep tight, Guy. I'm glad you could make it. Sleep to rest on that thing. Alright, moving on. Give me a melon, you fool. Delicious. Rap snitch knishes. Trying to have like any other games I got like as into. Well, I mean, I've probably dropped like a couple hundred hours into leagues already, but it's for like visual novels. There was the one I mentioned earlier, which I feel like anyone should know at this point. That was the first fight me and Rab ever had. Yeah, I like MF Doom. I don't want to go so far as to say like I'm a super fan. I know, I don't know, I listened to Food and I liked it a lot. Heard some stuff with Mad Villain. That was good. Oh, there's the coins. Okay, so I didn't have to go back. Okay, so should we get the gun now? No, let's just get the tiny shrinkums, because I know we're going to be able to get more coins that way. I'm trying to think of a lot of other rap that I listened to. There are a couple Flatbush Zombie songs I liked in 2013, but I don't know if I could reference them off the top of my head now. It's been a very long time since I've listened to them. What if her head stayed that big the entire time, so she just got trapped in small barrels? Do you think they added the crystal coconut? Were crystal coconuts in the original DKC trilogy, or like was that like a thing just in the show? Like did 64 kind of canonize the show? Fuck. I need more dudes to kill! That was another thing too. Like, I had a friend who had like the Donkey Kong Country show on VHS. But at that time, all I really knew about Donkey Kong was 64. So I'm just like, why is this show not as cool as Donkey Kong 64 is? That's kind of my entire perspective as a kid. I played one or two games, and then when things were slightly different from them, I was like, why is this not as cool as I want it to be? I'm trying to think of like another example about that. I know I had one. I was thinking about it recently. No, you know what? I guess one of the big ones was, I was really into the Legacy of Goku games on the Game Boy Advance, and then Boo's Fury was just like so like everything I wanted. And then when Dragon Ball GT Transformations happened, I was like, oh my god, a Legacy of Goku game for GT? This is gonna be awesome! And then it was just like a side-scrolling beat-em-up like Double Dragon, and I was just like, oh, this isn't what I wanted at all. I ended up playing the hell out of it just because I paid good money for it. I think at that point I was, like, buying my own games. Like, I would save up, like, birthday money, Christmas money, or, like, if I got some in any other fashion. Like, I think, like, after Pokemon Emerald dropped, like, I was entirely at the point where I was just buying my own games. I think I've heard of Super Beard Bros. I don't think I've watched them. I don't really watch a whole lot of LP channels, to be perfectly honest. I think the only one I really, like, actually, like, sit down and watch on the reg is HC Bailey. Which is where I picked up a lot of the quirks I use in my solo LPs. God, she's so cool. You can't say that to a woman. God, no, I remember the first time I discovered H.C. Bailey. Well, I mean, I knew he existed. I hadn't watched any of his stuff at the point, but, it was the night before Pokemon Black and White dropped. I ended up watching his Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 LPs back to back. And now every time I want just, like, a good, like, comforting time, like, I'll sit and, like, watch his, like, Dragon Warrior LPs. So that's a good one. If you, oh god, I forgot about this. Jesus Christ, do we have save states? Where are the save states? God, do you think I could pull this off on the first attempt? This is one of the ones I was talking about on the Wii U. This thing was monstrous on the Wii U. Of course, if it's just gonna... Alright, yeah, for some reason I thought it was gonna kick me all the way back and I'd have to, like, do, like, the Crystal Coconut shite. Boy howdy, exact same place, huh? I can do this, I promise. I don't know, maybe I should focus more on just getting to the end of the map so I know what to expect first. I say, man, the N64 controller just feels good in the hands. I say, really, there's no point in trying to get too far ahead of him. Like, okay, now I'm ahead of him. How many coins do I have to get here? Is it... Fuck! I probably should have paid attention. I was too busy talking about something else. I don't remember after... I'm going to assume it's 50. It's always 50 with this game. So I guess the main strategy is going to be we'll collect as many coins as we can and kind of stick on his ass. And then just try to overtake him at the end. Because if I just try to get ahead, I'm going to be focused more on staying ahead rather than getting any of the coins I need. Of course, we'll see if that pans out. It could be an effing disaster. Yep, alright. You can see I'm losing all my coins at this point. I'm not even really getting ahead of him. I do not like these beetle noises, man, I'm telling you. Fuck me, that's bad. Alright, we can do it. This bug race is going to be our big finale for the night. And now we have a lot more time than I realized we had. Like, alright, you got it, you little buggy bastard. Oh, wow. I was gonna say, what game do you think popularized sliding on the Nintendo 64? Because I know this isn't the only game to have it, but like, it's Super Mario. It's gotta be Super Mario. A penguin slide is it. Alright, 50 coins. I just... Oh. You fucking bastard. Oh! Alright. Let's see if I can get this the way I want to get it. I don't know how kids did this, man. Beyond just, like, throwing themselves at it non-stop. I gotta think about where, like, the best option to, like, overtake him is. Those turns are just brutal. Plus, I know I'm gonna get, like, all the way there and, like, not have the coins for it. Yeah, isn't there, like, there's, like, a later race with, well, I'm really host. There's, like, a later race with, like, Lanky, where, like, on the Wii U Virtual Console, like, it just, like, straight up wasn't possible to beat without, without, like, an exploit. Just because of, like, the way the way that the physics worked now. I wonder how bad the rubber banding is. If I just, like, keep up with this, now that I'm, like, far enough ahead, I wonder how comfortable my lead is if I want to, like, take these curves really slow. Damn! Alright. Okay. I think I've got a good vibe here, though. I think I know exactly how I'm going to handle it from here on out. Okay, so establish my lead. And fly right the fuck off. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. I know we can do it. I beat you on Wii U and I barely had to cheat to do it. I know I can do it here. That was the thing. The Wii U had the those little mini save states on their Virtual Console. All right. Oh, you fucking bitch. No. Spit it out. Spit it out. Bad dog. Okay. Oh god, the issue is like my fucking stick is getting sweaty now. Get out of here, you beetle bastard! God, I'm gonna take one of these turns too fast! Damn it! Oh god, I gotta dry off my fucking thumb and my stick. Now, from what I understand, Canary Mary is, more of an issue of just not knowing how the rubber banding works. Like, if you try to stay ahead of her the whole time, you're gonna burn yourself out, because, like, she's just programmed to, like, overtake you. So if you just, like, sit right behind her until, like, the end of the race, you're fine. Just, like, overtake her at the last minute, or the last second, and you'll be good. So there's probably a similar strat here, and I'm just I'm like rushing it. Okay. Alright, we can do this. God, imagine if it was like Super Mario Sunshine's like the Sandbird, where every time you fucked up, you had to like do all that setup to get back up to another attempt. Imagine if it was a similar case with this. I think I can. Okay, so that's the turn we have to overtake him on. All right, we're getting better at this. Okay. All right, we got a good lead there. God, I can hear him. Beetle bastard. No, 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 no! Damn it, damn it, damn it! Fuck, shit! Right when you said it. Alright. Round 3. Out of who, God knows. Ah, fuck. Alright, we can do this. How many times am I gonna say that, huh? That's me talking to myself. Okay, well. We'll see if I've even got the coins to pull it off now, but... Yeah, it is definitely going to be the first time that we actually beat him down. We're not going to have the coins to actually win. If I can just, yeah, on these straightaways, just like completely gun it and... Poor Tiny's gotta have a really chapped ass after this. Wow, how many times am I gonna do that? God, my fucking thumb is killing me now. That like spiral, like raised pattern on the N64 controller is a killer, man. I'm telling you. Like, yeah, I am. My fingers will never fall off of this this diddly dang controller, but damn, am I gonna feel it every second that it's on. Okay. Boy, howdy, when am I gonna swing this, huh? Doesn't it, like, one of the later races, like, the beetle comes back and, like, as he's counting, or as the countdown's happening, he's, like, running towards the track as well? Like some real bullshit. Come on, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot. Okay. I don't know, pulling back for some reason. I can't seem to pull back enough. Alright. This is gonna be the one. I know it. Win or lose, we're at least gonna make it to the end this time. Okay, so this curve, take it real slow. Take that! No! And now the control stick is all sweaty because I had to use my other hand to, like, pull that back. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. No, 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 no! Fuck, that one, there was more of a turn on that than I thought there was gonna be. Gah! My heart. Like, I actually felt myself, like, panic there. I got to watch my dreams die right in front of me. This is the hardest I've had to lock into a game in a hot minute. I don't know, there was like one like really hard Echo boss in RuneScape during the league that like the first time I beat it, like I stood up and my hands were shaking. Like after I beat it, like my hands were like actually shaking. And I got a distinct feeling I'm gonna be trying to ward off the shakes for at least an hour after this. Okay. Sweet Lord Jesus! Sweet Lord Jesus! I couldn't stop there. Could not get this, could not get this blonde bimbo to stop. I didn't mean that. Yeah, I was pulling back hard on that one. She wanted nothing to do with that. Can someone please look up to see how many coins I need on this too? Because if it's 50, I'm gonna scream. Yeah, this game came out like what was it like? It was either late November or like mid-December 1999. This might be pretty close to the 25-year anniversary. Glad I could give you that little nostalgia boost. Because I know I didn't play it at launch. I mean, I didn't have a Nintendo 64. I didn't play it at launch, it's just that everyone had it. So I'm assuming that they all had to get theirs pretty close to launch, too. Because they all had it by at least 2000 or 2001, so... Though I remember, maybe if I talk and distract myself a bit, it'll help. Like, local, like, EB Games, KB Toys and all that, like, had, used Nintendo 64 games for pretty dirt cheap. Even as late as, like, even as early, even as, like, the early 2000s. You beetle fucking... beetle bastard! Oh my god, it is 50. Oh my god, it's fucking 50 coins. Oh my god, it's fucking 50 coins. Rareware, you sons of... So, like, you... If I hit this beetle at all, I just have to fucking yeet myself off the thing. Alright, I've got the grand machinations. No! What? Fuck you. $49 goddamn coins. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Can I kick him? If I can, if it is possible, I certainly didn't swing it. Aura, aura, aura! Alright, you know what it is? I have to just approach the last segment to the left where all those extra coins were. So, alright, we come through here. And yet, no. I actually don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Jesus. Where am I getting those 50 coins from? Well. Yeah, it's like, try not to slow down so much in the middle. I mean, you're right, but, like, otherwise I just keep, like, bouncing and then, like, hitting my head on the wall constantly. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to get to a point. I don't want to use save states for this, but I'm kind of getting to the point where I think I'm going to end up just, like, dropping states and moving on. No, but I've missed too many coins already. Yeah. Like, you see my issue, like, if I'm trying to, like, keep up this speed, I end up, like, bouncing off the wall, and then I can't get the fucking coins! Alright, I cannot listen to that beetle fucking chirping in my ear anymore. 50 fucking coins, are you out of your goddamn mind? So then gun it ahead. Fuck! No. Away with you, you little bastard. I wonder if there's like a better place I can overtake him. It's like I'm always overtaking him here, but then I'm missing out on those coins. I'm trying to like get every inch that I can. Just a bunch of those. Damn, I thought I was onto something here, but nope. I might be onto something here. Fuck you. Oh, God. Okay. I think I might give this just, like, one more attempt and then, like, just maybe try again next stream when my fingers aren't so, like, bruised. Because at this point, I don't even know if it's going to be satisfying when I win. I was going to say, like, it's the same concept as, like, what I'm doing right now. It's when you're a kid and, like, it's the only game you have, you throw yourself at it over and over again until it works. Okay. Actually, might be onto something here. I'd like to be more onto something, but... Yeah, okay, well, alright, so this is gonna be it for the stream tonight. I cannot swing this, and I'm just getting frustrated, and I can't do it for now. So we are going to drop a save state, and whenever we come back to this, we can open up the stream with a fresh brain and happy fingers that don't feel like they want to blister up and callous. Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, that was a fun stream. I do hope you all enjoyed it. We'll very likely come back in a couple days with this, because I'm gonna, like, end up, like, watching a ton of videos and, like, nailing this on the first try. Cool. So, with that, let's say it's either this or Ocarina of Time I'll come back with next. I think I'm mostly just going to stick with a Nintendo 64 for the rest of December. Come January, we might branch out again, but for now, I'm having fun with this. Or, you know what, I might end up doing some Super Mario 64, just kind of, like, get, like, all the nostalgia bait going on. So that'll be fun. Anyways, I'm going to call it a stream for tonight, so thank you so very much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your weekend. And take care of yourself and play games with controllers that don't hurt your fingers, huh? Alrighty. Love you all. Sleep tight. And take care.